Okay, I think it's about all wired up. Well, I mean, there's certain things aren't wired, such as a heater and that. And I'm about to plug in the mains before I do. Now this the Y one, because I've been turning these by hand, are going to be totally out of line. So where the Y switch at? Oh, it's over here. I'm going to move this Y switch here up a little bit so that it'll stop well before it's coming down, hopefully, and ready to stop. I think this is like an ATX power supply. If I can get it to plug in. Try turn it right way up, he says. Well, that's come on. There's a switch here. Something's going because I can hear the motors. This fan on here is not turning. I've got no, it's not plugged in a computer or anything. Fan isn't turning. Guess it only comes on at a certain sort of temperature. I have to be careful because this heat sinking the heat. Right, I'm sorry you can't really see this, but I've got a laptop here. Got the USB port. So I'm going to plug this in. Let's see if it recognises it. There is an LED on this board. I can't see. Yes, it's lit now. I've got the ping pong coming up there. Installing driver. Right, as you see, I've moved things about a little bit. Now I can tell you there's an LED on in there. I have to run the driver off the disc, and you have to run it twice, by the way. Well, actually, I'm going to turn on the printer. Even the LED's on, even though it's not powered on a switch. So I'm going to power on the switch just now. Yes, the LED is on. Fan started on there. Let's turn this on. Nothing. LED is on in front of print, direct, almost from the disc that was supplied with it. It's come up with the interface. And it says COM7 there. It's almost like it's recognised it. I'm going to click connect and see what happens. No, nothing else is lit up here. Click and connect, connecting. I expect this to come back with an error. Now it's still saying connecting, I think, although it might look like it's connected there. I don't know if it is. I did notice that actually I didn't even have the switch on the control unit turned on. Right, I've got pronto face open. I'm going to ask it to come down. It's not doing it. That's going up. So I don't know why it's not wanting to come down. Ah, is that it? Let me do Z home. So Z home is right to the top anyway. Right, I've just set it away to print out the cube and started warming up, and I've seen the temperature ramping up. So that seems okay. Only I'm using one of these infrared things, and this is not reading the same temperature as it's shown on the thing over there. I'm going to put the extruder over this side, because this side's better, because it's not going to knock. It certainly will knock. It does knock over there, because I've had a look at that. We'll have to rewire the switches and such like. But you see, you know, it's too high at the moment. Obviously it needs, you know, adjustment, etc, etc. You see that's working. Move that over a little bit. Obviously a lot of tidying up want to do. This sort of power supply unit, I think what I'm going to do is chop a lot of the wires off because they're not really needed. Let's see if these, no, pretty cool. Just like what I would call lukewarm, maybe slightly warmer than that. Now I still want to show you this y-axis. If it's, you know, it's actually wobbling all over. I've loosened off these balls a bit so that there's a bit like freedom to move. I mean, this is just like testing. It seems to be doing a square. And that's to monitor in frontal face it is. Seems to be coming out okay. Now, one of the main ones was the baud rate, and some of the wiring was certainly wrong, so far as I can tell. You see that figure there that's been drawn on, presumably this is Captain tape on this bed here. I hope that's not gone right through. I daren't touch this because it is damned hot, I can tell you. Might look a bit dark at the moment because I have been using this on it to sort of simulate it heating up just as I was testing. That should clean off reasonably well. The main thing is this stepper here. This is this bottom stepper on the Z. It's absolutely terrible. See, might see. Let's try and watch it a bit. See, like there. You've seen it move all over the place. I haven't got the extruder plugged in, but I intend to put it on this side because there's like there'll be more space. And this motor's sticking out over like the outside anyway. That stepper there. That beeping again is my thermometer because I've got it in my pocket. It's a bit too much grease on there really, but I can wipe that off. I want to get it going up and down a few times before I can do that. I can smell like the heat coming off the hot end. So it seems to be working reasonably well. I'm unsure about why sort of sometimes the excess doesn't want to seem to move all the way up, but that's probably because it needs like realigning up. See, there's one of the limit switches there. There's another one on this shaft. I have raised this a bit. It actually goes against this Jubilee clip there when it comes down. But I raised it a bit just to make sure that the heads don't sort of crash into the plate. Makes a nice tune. So here's the wiring on this one. This is the thermostat to the heater. This one is like the heater itself. That's the hot end, that's the extruder over there, and then you've got like XYZ sort of basically. So that's the hot end, this one. That other one's for hotbed if you want to put one on. That might be a future improvement. So plug that was on here, it doesn't seem to want to go anywhere, so cut it off, and basically I'm going to wire that in to the sort of 12 volts that goes there. That should be alright. I'm just going to I'll make the wires a little bit longer so I've got a bit more flexibility because they're a bit short. Just let me, still a little bit warm, that one's warm, I'm not sure. See, this other one over there is still loose. Pretty hot, well, pretty warm this one over there. I can't remember which one that one is actually, but basically got XYZ, whichever way around it is. It's a well-known makeup board. Let's have a look at the front of face. I don't know how well this will come out. You might get some strobing. But certainly did see the temperature graph going up. Initially it was almost saying it's like couldn't show it, but once I started printing this, I loaded in a G code by the way to get this going, not STL. Well, if you load in STL, this will convert it anyway using slice out. Sorry, that's built, well, partly built in I suppose. So I think this indicates the level of how high it is out. So when it gets near the top, I suppose then it's going to finish. And this is sort of indicating what it's printing or something. It's very small that, so I don't know. Still, you know, need to learn that. Sorry about the reflections there. I want to get these all the way down, the Z ones, just to get the grease like spread out, and then wipe off any excess. Let's see if this is, yeah, you're getting some warmth coming up to this top plate up here, so it probably will need a fan on there. That's one thing these are sort of for. You do have another, oh, sorry about that, you do have another sort of thermometer gauge thing in there, and also an outlet for a fan. Okay, which presumably is under control of the software. So there we are. Let me show you that. Bit of a nuisance having all these extra wires. SATA was quite surprised with that. It's a very small, lightweight power supply unit, that actually. Pretty warm. Well, particularly this one. Sorry, I'm not showing you that. That second one from there. I'll have to look up and see which one that is. I think it's probably within the range, so this does need a fan on. Let's have a look. It's probably about to finish off, so it sounds like it's finishing off. Well, it would be finishing off if it was actually extruding. So you can see that moves pretty quickly there when it was done. Yeah, and then it's going to its home position. Let's have a look at this. Let's see what the temperature looks like. So you can see the graph there. So presumably that temperature is going to start dropping. It'll take about 10 minutes actually for it to cool down. But that's it. Seems to be well working without actually getting it to print to the side, and then put the extruder over the other side. As I say, this like plate thing here knocks against the extruder when it's coming up or going down, so you would have to limit the height quite a bit if you wanted it on that side. So that's not really ideal. So there we are. Now the main sort of thing now, in a way, the main one is this like stepper here. I'm probably going to have to buy a new stepper. You know, what on earth they did with this, I do not know. They must have hit it with a hammer, that's all I can think of. Deliberately hit it with an hammer, because there's no damage to the framework down there. Bent up, and that shaft was actually bent. It was the one that didn't snap actually. And there you can see this person that somebody's scratched in. I don't know if they use a print head to do that, I hope not. Just try and show you. So presumably that's the home position, I'm assuming. Well, yeah, but remember this hasn't been set up. The motors are still on. I can feel like the resistance there. So let's I'll click that. Don't know if you can see this. Sorry, let's go back. So that's warmish. Careful here. These fins are pretty warm. I dare not touch that. Not even after a couple of minutes it's been. There are some marks on these shafts. You see them there. And there. Where's that extruder? It's quite heavy, this extruder. It's quite surprising. So basically that just hooks on. So it will be, if I can show you this, try to put this that side, and you can see that this motor here is going to miss that. I hope you can see, because that pulley, tooth gear pulley is like on that side. And get directly from the top. So that will miss that if I have it on that side. Now this is there's a part missing off there. I'll put that bolt in, and the bolt should have a nut on that, but I couldn't find a nut, so the bolt's falling out. But I'll get that back in. It's a big cog, that. Seems like that will work, I hope. Right, so I'll just give you a bit of a look around. Good metal sort of outside framework, so which is what I wanted. Be careful when you're buying some of these. Quite a lot of printers are made out of wood, which might warp, might wear out after a while. So I'm just trying to show you some of the sort of sights around here. I did tighten up this bolt that was under there with that. I'm just going out of focus. I did tighten up that bolt over there, which was like the pulley thing round the tooth belt. Sorry, that's going out of focus. So I'll probably tidy up some of these nuts and bolts as well when I come to do it. This is like the extruder connector, I think, E. I'm glad somebody's tipped the letters on there to give an indication. So a lot of these wires, so it looks like an ATX of some sort. SATA, a lot of those could be taken off. You only really need the 4-pin one. Let's turn it off. Cool, pretty cool now. Right, well, I'm going to leave it at that until I tidy up some of the things. Oh, I still want to show you that wobble on there, so I'm going to get this on the tripod, this camera, and we'll get this going up. Okay, let's watch this stepper, shall we? Get the thing on. You can see that, look at this. Zoom in. As I say, I made this loose on purpose so it's not like bending the frame too much. Let's do that again. Y, Z up, isn't it? Absolutely terrible. Let's do Z down. But you get the idea there, how bad that one is.